Hey y'all, can you believe October's already over? In today's video, I'm going to give you a little update and tell you all that we've been up to in our homeschool for October. All right, first of all, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kaela. I am a second generation homeschool mom to two girls who are currently 7 and almost 5. I really enjoy sharing our home education journey, resources, books, tips, tricks, and some homemaking fun along the way. So if you're interested, I hope you'll click that subscribe button. Make sure you turn notifications on so you'll be one of the first to know every time I make a new video. And if you are on Instagram, follow me over there for a lot of real life behind the scenes stuff. I'd love to get to know you and stay connected. Make sure to drop a comment and introduce yourself if you're new here. Okay, so October has just been really lovely. Like really lovely. If you've been around, you know that we had a really rough couple of months towards the end of the summer. Like basically June, July, August were horrible. And September, we kind of were just barely starting to get on our feet again and find a good rhythm and routine again. And then October came and it just felt like, things fell into place and we really had a good rhythm. And we got to take a nice little break from homeschool. I try to follow a Sabbath schooling schedule for the year, which basically means that after 6 weeks of kind of more focused academic work, we take a break. And so for 4 weeks, starting from mid-October to early November, we've been kind of taking a break, an autumn break. It's one of our longest breaks that I had scheduled for the year. And I did that intentionally because this is my favorite time of year. I wanted to make sure we had ample opportunity to enjoy the weather that we usually get this time of year, and also just family festivities that we normally have around this time of year. My husband and I have our wedding anniversary November 1st, and typically October and November are very special months for our family. We typically do a lot of things together. We do a lot of things outdoors, and we do a lot of activities with our extended family. So for our break from homeschool, we really slow down. Now, it doesn't mean that we aren't doing any formal learning, because to be honest, we really love formal learning. We really love sitting down and doing some lessons or a little bit of schoolwork together. And so usually I can't keep my kids from doing that, at least a little bit. Like, it's very rare for us to take a break and do actually nothing. Usually we can do that for maybe a week or two, and then my kids are like, okay, what are we gonna do? Shouldn't we be learning about something? So this break was no different. For the first week of our school break, we literally did nothing. We watched TV, we hung out, we went to parks, we went to the library. We just kind of lived our lives like we were on vacation at home. And then after that first week, we knew we had 3 weeks left of this break. And we decided to just really focus on one aspect of our homeschool that we've really been into and really interested in, and not really doing much else. We've put the math lessons, the phonics lessons, the handwriting, the spelling, we've put all of that to the back burner and to the side for now. And really, we've just been concentrating on this one sort of unit or theme of learning together. September 15th through October 15th was Hispanic Heritage Month. And I was really excited to bring a little bit more than usual emphasis to our Latino culture, and also introduce my kids to just some more Latino representation through picture books and videos and learning about different people in history. But I also realized that in our History Quest curriculum that we have been using off and on as our spine, we were coming up on a Mesoamerica unit in History Quest. And the Mesoamerica unit for the early times, or the ancient history, covers the Maya civilization, and then it also touches a little bit on the Olmec civilization, which was the oldest, the first before the Maya. And I just thought that that was perfect timing to really dive into this ancient history in Mexico, in Latin America, and then tie that into our Hispanic heritage studies. So that is what we decided to really focus on during the month of October. We read tons of library books with representation of Latino and Hispanic figures in history and fictional families. We also checked out at the library a lot of bilingual books that have the text in Spanish and in English. If you want to see the books that we've been reading, check out this video that I'm putting in the cards where I share all of our library books that we found for Hispanic Heritage Month. We also did the Mesoamerica unit in History Quest, which is Unit 8. And then I decided that it would also be a great opportunity to try out another curriculum for this little theme or unit that we had going on. And that is Core Knowledge Language Arts. I've been hearing so many fantastic things about core knowledge. I need to make a whole separate video on core knowledge after I kind of have a little bit more experience using the curriculum. This was my first time ever using anything by Core Knowledge, but if you're interested, I will link their website below so that you can look at it yourself. They do offer free curriculum. So I think they start at kindergarten, and I'm not sure how high it goes. I feel like it's 5th grade or 6th grade. It might even be 8th grade. I'm not sure. The curriculum is free and they offer all of the main subjects. So I think they have history, geography, which would be called CKHG, Core Knowledge, History, Geography. And then they have CKLA, which is Core Knowledge, Language Arts. They also have science, and I believe they have math. Anyways, I've heard really great things about Core Knowledge. I've been wanting to get our feet wet with their curriculum, specifically their language arts curriculum, just because that is an area in our homeschool that I feel we have a few gaps that I'd like to fill. And based on my research and what I've heard, Core Knowledge seems like it will be a good fit for some of those things. Again, that's a whole separate video that I will make at some point. I digress. What I decided to do is I saw that Core Knowledge Language Arts had a unit on early American civilizations. So this is a language arts unit, which means that we're focusing on reading comprehension, we're focusing on writing, but it also brings in that historical content into the language arts. I'll throw up some quick screenshots of what this unit looks like, but it took us through the Maya, the Aztec, and the Inca civilizations. This is a 1st grade level unit. I have a 2nd grader and a kindergartner. We like to do history, geography, and literature together as much as possible. We really enjoy family style learning, and so any opportunity I have for us to do a subject as a group, I will take that opportunity because it really works well for our family. I found that this particular unit was perfect for us to do together. It was just challenging enough for my kindergartner. It wasn't really challenging for my 2nd grader at all, but she learned a lot of new content and information that she wasn't familiar with. And both of my girls really benefited from the vocabulary lessons that are included in this. You get new vocabulary words with each lesson. Most of the time, the vocabulary words are included in the story that you read. but they also offer just very easy to digest and age appropriate definitions for some pretty advanced vocabulary words, in my opinion. Basically, the lessons consist of a quick introduction to sort of explain what you're going to be covering. Then you read a story together. These are all fictional stories that were created specifically for this unit by Core Knowledge. And then you have really thorough and detailed comprehension questions. It was thorough, it was engaging. The lessons were short enough for both of my daughters to have their full attention. I really appreciated all of the hand-holding and guidance that it has for the teacher or instructor. Everything is laid out so well. It's just very easy to implement and use and stay on track. We also used supplementary books that we picked up at the library. One of their favorite books that we picked up at the library was this book right here. It's a book full of crafts and hands-on projects, all inspired by the Maya civilization. I was really excited to see that it's actually part of a series called the You Build It series, and I'm definitely going to be looking for more books in that series because we enjoyed this one so much. We did a couple of crafts. We made some rain sticks. My girls made some necklaces. And then my oldest daughter also made a chart of Mayan numerals in her notebook. Another thing that we've been doing as part of this unit is drinking a lot of hot chocolate. Because of course, the cacao beans and the use of the cacao beans to make hot chocolate started in Mesoamerican civilizations. And as soon as my girls found out about that, they were just asking for hot chocolate every single day. Now, of course, the curricula that we were using and some of the books we were using suggest making hot chocolate like these ancient peoples actually did, which is not sugary or sweet or delicious. It's spicy and bitter. They didn't want spicy and bitter. They just wanted Swiss Miss and marshmallows. You gotta pick your battles, and I was not gonna battle with them about this. This unit has been so much fun. It's been really fascinating. It's very exciting for me and also for my girls to be able to relate to some of these cultures personally. It's fun to see the beauty and, the impressive accomplishments of these civilizations, their architectural skills, their mathematical ability, and what they contributed to the world stage of knowledge. There's so much to be amazed by and impressed with. But the flip side of that is there's also a lot of horror and tragedy, and that's true anytime you're looking at history of any nation, of any culture. And I definitely don't shield that from my kids. I really feel like History Quest and Core Knowledge thus far have done a good job of kind of giving bite-sized, age-appropriate information that is factual and accurate, but again, not going to traumatize my kids. Another thing we did for Hispanic culture studies, we went to my grandmother's house and she taught the girls and I how to make flour tortillas from scratch. That was so special and so fun, and I'm a little ashamed that we hadn't done it sooner, but it was really an amazing experience that we will never forget. So we've read lots of books, we've done some notebooking, some writing, we've had really good discussions, we've done some crafts. In addition to that sort of main unit or theme that we've been doing a deep dive into, we've also just been enjoying autumn as it comes our way here in South Texas. We pulled out our seasonal autumn books. If you want to see some of our favorite autumn themed picture books, check out this video here. It's an older video from when I first started my channel, so, but the books we still have and the books we still love. We've also just been spending a lot more time outside. We've gone on several adventures this month and it's been fantastic. We have been going slower. I've actually been researching and posting on my Instagram about something called slow schooling, or the slow school movement. And it's something that some of my pals on Instagram kind of introduced to me, and it's really resonating with me. I'm still in the early phases of researching and digesting what that's all about, and maybe I'll make a separate video on that. But it has really affected just the overall vibe of our home and our homeschool and me. I thrive on being busy. I feel like I'm the most productive when I'm busy, even if that gives me a lot of anxiety and rage and I'm lashing out at my kids and husband because we have to do the next thing on the list. That is what I am naturally inclined to do. That is how I am naturally inclined to live. And I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to live like that anymore. And I'm really trying to pivot into intentional slowness, intentionally slowing down, enjoying moments more, and not being in such a rush or a hurry, not feeling like I need to be busy to prove my worth to the world. If you haven't heard of slow schooling and you happen to be on Instagram, maybe go check out some of my posts and some of the conversation that's happening amongst my pals over there. October has been a month where we have intentionally slowed down, and I sort of set that time aside to do that already. But I actually feel like my plan and my mood are in the same place for once. And so that's really nice. We went to the beach for a day. We went to a beautiful park in Boerne, Texas, which is a really lovely small town close by where we live. We flew kites and have eaten outdoors more and also explored our city more. There's so much cool stuff to do right here where we live. And sometimes we get so caught up in homeschool and chores and errands that we don't actually explore our own city and play tourists right here where we live and enjoy all of the amenities that we have close by. So we've really been intentionally trying to do that this month. All right, what else has been going on in our homeschool? Oh, we've also been doing the Woven Melodies music curriculum. I recently made a video doing a flip through and review of that. If you missed it, I'll put it in the cards. But we've been very leisurely and slowly sort of meandering through that curriculum. We're doing it about once a week at this point, and my kids love it. I love it. It's super fun. As our main read aloud for the month, we are still reading The Wild Robot. We started it in September and we're still working our way through it. It is a really great book. I feel like most homeschool families I know have already read this book. I'm probably like the last to read it, but we've really been enjoying it. And we're about 2/3 of the way through it right now. So that will be coming to an end soon. I know that there's a sequel to that book. I'm not sure if we're going to go straight into that sequel or if we're going to move on to some of the other chapter books that I have for read alouds this year. I'll just have to ask my kids what they want to do. But I have heard that the ending of The Wild Robot is very compelling and makes you want to read the sequel, so we'll see where that goes. I have made a conscious decision to allow our read alouds and our longer books that we're reading together to not necessarily be for an academic purpose. We're not doing like all of these activities or worksheets or narration for the longer chapter books. I mostly am saving those activities for our shorter lessons that are actually in curricula rather than just what we're reading for fun. It was a difficult choice to make because you see so many beautiful like unit studies or activities based on literature, modern literature included, like this book. And I feel this urge to make everything a learning experience. But I've realized that for our family and for my kids, they do so much better when we can just read a book for the sake of reading the book. I hope that makes sense. I don't know if I explained that well, but basically We're just reading The Wild Robot because it's fun. We're not trying to make it school, and that's working really well for us. All right, y'all, I think I've talked your ear off for long enough. That is an overview of how our October went. It was wonderful. I'm really hoping that November will be just as pleasant, but it will be different, but I hope it's still pleasant. We will start to pick the pace back up with our main core academic subjects again in November, but I'm hoping that we can keep the intentional slowness and calmness to our days that we've had this past month. I would love to hear from you. Let me know in the comments below. What have you been doing in October in your homeschool or just in life with your family? Let me know. As always, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe and give it a big thumbs up. I will see y'all in the next one. Happy homeschooling.